Thank you. So my name is Julien Niset. I'm one of the co-founders of Argent. And today I will be speaking about smart contract wallets and dApp adoption. But before I get started, I wanted to briefly recap what Argent is, for those who don't know, how Argent works, and then what it means for dApp and dApp developers. So Argent, the idea of Argent basically is to provide the best feature of a modern mobile banking application, but without the bank. That means that with Argent, you can lose your phone, you'll still can recover your fund. Argent will block fraudulent transaction, will freeze your account. You can set trusted contacts. There's no transaction fees. There's no cryptic addresses because we give VNS to all our users. So basically what we've done is abstracting all of the complexity of the blockchain and to enable a great user experience. And the reason we have managed to do that is because we use smart contracts. So how does this work? So when you install Argent, you download the app on your phone, you'll have a key, which is stored safely on your phone, and this key doesn't hold any funds, but it acts as a remote control to your wallet, and your real wallet is a smart contract on the blockchain. So when you interact with the app and you want to execute a transaction, say transfer some token, what actually happens is that that key will sign an intention. Today, people call it meta transactions, which will be relayed to the blockchain. When that transaction reaches your wallet will check if that key is indeed authorized to make that transaction, to call that method. We'll check if the context of the wallet is correct, as this wallet being frozen, is it being recovered, and so on. If everything is okay, then the wallet will execute the transaction. So far I've described your wallet as a smart contract. Actually, our architecture is a bit more richer than that. And we've developed a modular smart contract wallet. What I mean by that is that every single user of Argent has a single smart contract that we call the base wallet that really holds your funds, your identity, your collectibles, and so on. And this base wallet defines a set of modules that are authorized to invoking and make him do a call on the blockchain. So transfer some token, invoke a contract, and so on. What's interesting is that all these modules, they contain a different piece of the business logic, and they are shared between all the users. So when you actually make a transaction on your Argent wallet, what you are doing is making a transaction to a module that will check the authorization, check the context, do some business logic, and if okay, will make a call to your own wallet and say transfer some funds. So the reason why we choose this architecture is twofold. There's two main benefits. The first one is that it makes it easier and safer to upgrade your wallet. Why? Because if we develop a new feature, we want to enable something new, we can create a module, put it on the blockchain, and then invite the users to authorize that new module. And I insist on the fact that it is not us pushing a new module and upgrading all our users' wallet. It's really just presenting a new functionality, and only the owner of a given wallet has the right to authorize that new functionality. And of course, what works to add new functionalities can also work to upgrade the features. Say we want to enrich a certain module, we can actually, doing the same, inviting the users to depreciate the old module and enable a new module. So when you do an upgrade, instead of having to replace your entire wallet, which is a bit scary on the blockchain, you can actually only upgrade or touch the piece of the logic that you want to improve. So it makes it simpler and safer to upgrade your wallet. The second feature, and one of the main motivations for us to go in that direction, is because it makes the contract easier to audit. Not easy to audit, because auditing solidity is very tricky, but it makes it easier. Why? Because you have a good separation of the logic. Each module contains a certain piece of the logic, and it's much easier to reason about that given piece of the logic without having to consider the entire smart contract. And to give you some benchmark, our base wallet, so the contract that holds your funds, your identity, your collectible, is less than 100 lines, of course, so that's more or less okay to audit. Basically, all it does is enabling authorizing and deauthorizing modules, and then the module, on average, there will be a few hundred lines. So really, the two benefits of this approach is upgradability and easier to audit. So what does that mean for dApps? So as some of you may know, we've done some native integration of DeFi protocol. How did we do that? We create a specific module that we put on chain and that orchestrates the interaction of your wallet with a given protocol. So for example, we've enabled Maker CDP, Maker DSR. We know we'll soon enable Maker Vault. And the way it works is that we can really orchestrate a set of operations. For those who tried to open a CDP, say 7 or 8 months ago, you may remember that it requires you to send, I think, 7 or 8 transactions on the blockchain. So for every transaction, you had to sign a transaction wait for the transaction to be mined, send a second one, a third one. It was a kind of a tedious process. And because we use a smart contract wallet, you can actually put all the logic of that process, all that orchestration in your smart contract. And what it means for the user is that in one click, you can actually do something very complex and fully integrate with the protocol. So I insist, it's just one atomic transaction, you can open a CDP. One transaction, you can close a CDP. And actually, the use case of closing a CDP is very interesting because to close a CDP on Maker, you need to have DAI to repay your debt, and you need to have Maker token to pay your fee. And some of our users, most of our users don't have Maker token to pay this fee. So what we realized is by using that orchestration, we can actually connect different DeFi protocols together. And so on Argent, when you actually close a CDP, your wallet, the contract will check, does the user has DAI? If not, I will swap some ETH for DAI. Does the user have some Maker token? If not, I will swap some on Uniswap, and then close the CDP. So again, closing a CDP, something that could have taken, I think, 11, 12 transactions if you didn't have DAI or Maker token, now just happen in one transaction. So for the user, it's kind of a cool thing to do. And to illustrate that, we've made a short video. This is our DSR integration. And you see how simple it is. You define how much DAI you want to put in the DSR. If you're happy with the number, you click Save My DAI. And in one transaction, once that transaction is mined, that's it. You've put some DAI into DSR, and you can start earning interest. So that was a great start. But we also knew from the start that it was not our role to create a module, a smart contract for every single DeFi protocol or every single dApp on the blockchain. So as a second step, we start thinking, how can we open the Argent wallet to all the stuff that people are building on the Ethereum blockchain? And the solution we found to do that is to use WalletConnect. So for those of you who don't know WalletConnect, the idea of WalletConnect is basically to establish a secure communication channel between a dApp and a mobile wallet. So we've integrated WalletConnect into Argent. So what will happen is that if you go to a dApp, you can say, I want to sign in with WalletConnect, if the dApp supports it, of course. The dApp will show you a QR code. You scan that QR code. You see a pop-up on your phone. Do you want to connect to that dApp? You say yes. That's the first screen. And once that's done, when you interact, when you click on the button on the dApp, every time the dApp needs to do an operation on the blockchain, you will see a pop-up on your wallet, Argent wallet, and you can confirm if you want to actually do that operation or not. And what we managed to do was to integrate WalletConnect within a security model. As I mentioned at the beginning of the talk, with Argent, we have the concept of a daily limit. That means that for a given 24-hour period, you can only send a certain amount of token to address that you don't know or you don't trust. The idea is that if for some reason someone has access to your phone, they cannot drain your wallet because it will be bounded by whatever you have decided to set as your daily limit. And usually, when you interact with dApps, the dApp will ask you to approve a certain amount of token. And of course, if you do that, you are opening your wallet to consume, you're opening your wallet for the dApp to consume this token. So we had to embed that in our security model and in our daily limit. And I will show you in a second how that works. And of course, once you've done that, you can call a contract. So this, for example, is a video of using WalletConnect to interact with Pool Together. So as you can see, it's quite simple. You say, I want to connect with WalletConnect. You scan the QR code. You see the pop-up on your phone. You accept. That's nice. You say, I want to buy 10 tickets. You click Buy Ticket. Now Pool Together asks you to approve to take some DAI. And I want you to look at that number. That's very interesting. Pool Together is asking you to approve more than 10 billion DAI. And most dApps do that. Of course, that's not secure. So because our integration is within our security model, we give you the possibility to modify that number. If you know you want to buy 10 DAI, you shouldn't approve Pool Together to take 10 billion DAI. You should approve Pool Together to just take the precise amount of DAI. Once you've approved your DAI, transaction is being mined, and then you can buy your ticket. And when that's done, that's cool. You have 10 new Pool Together ticket. So we believe that's a good user experience. And it's probably as good as you can get today on the blockchain. Combining Pool Together, which is a dApp with a great UI, combining WalletConnect, and combining Argent, which is awesome, you get a pretty good user experience. But we ask ourselves the question, can we do better? And of course we can do better. In the previous video, there's a clear pain point in that user experience, is the fact that you need to approve your token. I just want to buy 10 tickets. Why do I need to make 2 transactions? Why do I need to wait for that first transaction to be mine? First of all, it's complicated to understand for people. In terms of security, it's not good. Most dApps, like Pull Together, ask you to approve an insane, basically an infinitely large number of tokens. But most users, they don't look at the smart contract they're approving. I mean, I did because I work with Pull Together to understand their contract, but most users don't know which contract they're approving. Actually, most contracts are becoming upgradable. So how do you know that the contract you approved, the proxy you approved, will not be changed in 2 months? So basically, by approving a large amount of token, you're saying whoever controls that address can take as much token as they want from my wallet. And that's the experience today on the blockchain. So of course, that's not acceptable. Finally, it wastes gas and time because I need to make 2 transactions, so that's costly, and I need to wait for 2 transactions to be mine. So, I mean, overall, it's just a terribly bad UX. But as I showed you with our native integration, with smart contract, you can bundle transactions. So that's exactly what we've done. But we've just bundled 2 transactions. So we've created a new method on the wallet called approve and call. And with that, all it does is that it approves some token, and then it calls a contract that will consume the token that you have approved. So in one atomic transaction, you can actually do this approve of token and calling a contract. And what's really, really cool and that I'm excited to show you is that we've worked with Pull Together to actually enable that on their dApp. So it's not yet ready on their production side, it's on their staging, but they will add that in the coming days. So you see, first time I go to Pull Together, same experience. I scan the QR code. Fine, I approve Pull Together. Now when I come back, I say I want to buy 10 tickets. And actually in the background, Pull Together has detected that I am an Argent wallet and that I have this new functionality, approve and call. So it's just 1 transaction. Boom. This is twice faster than the previous interaction. So we've been working with Pull Together to enable that. It should be live in a couple of days, I think. We are working with Sablier as well. So Sablier will enable that same feature. So how does it work for dApps? So as a dApp developer, of course, we wanted to make that simple. So we've created a small library that you can download on NPM. We've called it Smart Wallet Utils, because actually it contains a few other utilities for smart contract wallets. All you need to do is basically you define a wallet helper by passing your Web3 provider and the address of the wallet that is connected to you as a dApp. And that helper will detect on the blockchain the type of wallet that it is. And if it's an Argent wallet, or if it's a wallet that supports this approve and call, then it will make an approve and call. If it's not, it will do the normal interaction. So basically, if it supports approve and call, show 1 button. If it does not, show 2 buttons, as the dApps do today. So literally, as a dApp developer, this is 4 new lines of code. And as I mentioned, that library is called Smart Wallet Utils because it contains a few more other utilities. Well, for the moment, just 1 more. We also realized that a big pain point for dApp developer was to understand smart contract wallet signatures. Because as you know, smart contract cannot sign. What is signing is a key that is authorized by the smart wallet to sign. So there's a great EIP to solve that, EIP 1271. But actually, most dApps don't support that yet. So as part of that Smart Wallet Utils library, we've basically enabled that. So now, if you connect to a wallet connects to a dApp, by using a small helper, you can actually validate the signature, whether it's an EOA or it's an Argent wallet or any other wallet. So that's how easy it is for dApps to actually enable that. Now, of course, there's other smart wallet out there. I see a few folks from Gnosis over there. What would be really nice, of course, is that if all smart wallets would actually be supported and support that experience. And we know that Gnosis supports bundle transaction. I think Ethereum supports that as well. So basically, we've structured the library such that for another smart contract wallet company, all they need to do is define a configuration file that implements that interface and that will basically contain the logic that is custom to their wallet. So in 50 lines of JavaScript, you can basically enable that. If we add that to the library, that means that Gnosis users coming with WalletConnect would also automatically be detected by the wallet helper, and they can use this approve and call functionality that we think is very interesting. So all this is open source public, so if you want to we'll be happy for people to collaborate. So check our GitHub and reach to us if you're interested. So that's actually the main part of what I wanted to show you today. Of course, at Argent, we have a lot of stuff coming. So I wanted to kind of tease you with a few ones. We have a lot more native DeFi integration coming. So for now, we have mainly Maker, Kyber, and Compound. We will support a lot more, and when I mean a lot, I mean really a lot more DeFi protocol very soon. So I think that's quite exciting. Another pain point that we identified discussing with dApps like Sably and Pool Together is that they noticed that a lot of people, these dApps, they start to be a bit more mainstream that we have been used to. And so that means there are people coming, they've heard about this cool Pool Together dApp, but they don't know about the Ethereum blockchain yet. And so when they come there, they don't have a wallet. And most of these users, they drop at that point because they don't understand what they're supposed to do. So what we want to do is fix that first step of the onboarding experience, which is enabling users that don't have a wallet to actually interact with an existing dApp. And the idea is to create a smart contract wallet, an Argent wallet in the background. No need to download the app. You just sign in with, say, email and password. And in 2 seconds, you actually have a smart contract wallet running in the background. And you can start interact with the dApps. And after 2 weeks, 2 months, if you want to go further, you want to do more on this Ethereum blockchain, then we invite you to download the application. And you can claim your Argent wallet to fully benefit from what it has to offer. And with this, I'm already done. For those of you who don't have an Argent wallet, please scan that QR code. It will give you a golden token. Golden token is a way to skip the waiting list that we have for the moment. So basically, within 15 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on how fast the block confirmation time is, you will get an Argent wallet. You can also do the same by hitting that link over there. And of course, you can ping us on Twitter or by email. We'll be more than happy to engage and answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have questions in the room? Anyone?
Practical question. I got the wallet on my phone, but I was sort of expecting that I could use an existing address.
An existing what?
Address.
No.
No. What's the reasoning behind it, and will it be coming, blah, blah, blah?
Well, your wallet is a smart contract, so we need to deploy that smart contract, and that smart contract has a given address. So your address, your identity will be the address of that smart contract. Now, if you mean using an existing key to be the owner of your wallet, that's not something we enable, because for us, we want this key should not surface in your application. It's just a remote control. It's part of your remote control. So we'll rather create a fresh new one, hide it, and secure it as low as possible in your device so that it is very unlikely that it will be compromised or exposed. That's the reason. Yeah.
So are you storing the private keys in the secure storage of the phone?
It's not in the secure enclave because, as actually explained in the talk before, the secure enclave does not support the curve that we use on Ethereum or Bitcoin. But of course, we use the secure enclave to encrypt your key. Yeah. So your key is protected by the secure enclave, but it's not actually stored in the secure enclave because today it's not possible.
And so for the onboarding flow where you don't use the native application yet, is it as secure today or?
Can you say that again? For some reason, I don't hear properly here.
So for the flow where you don't require users to install the native application yet, is the key stored as secure as it is in the native app? Or?
So this flow, we are still actually considering different options for exactly that first step. There's different possibility. One route we are considering, so this key can actually be stored in the storage of your web browser. That's one thing, local storage. We are not too big fan of that solution. Another possibility would be to store it on KMS, on Amazon, but you would be the only one having access to that key. That's one solution. We're also discussing with partners like, for example, Taurus. Taurus, they can recreate a key using Xiaomi key splitting in your browser, so that could be a solution to have that key. So there's different options. We know the flow. There's still a few details that we need to decide what we want to implement, or if you want to support different options and let the dApps decide it. This is not completely defined yet, but we'll be happy to discuss further if you're interested. Yeah.
Thank you.
We have time for one last question if you want. Anyone?
Hi, I have a question that if, have you considered to creating a bridge? For example, if I have a CDP open on my own wallet and I really like Argent, but to open up a bridge, I could just put it over?
Actually, Olivier, who's in the room, there is the one who has written our integration transition to the vaults. So the vaults are coming. I don't think, do that in, so yes, he's confirming we can do that in one operation. So if you have a CDP in one operation, it will be migrated to a vault.
Thanks.
Thank you, Olivier.
Okay, that was a short one. We still have time for one question if you want. Otherwise. All right, well, thanks a lot, Laurent, for the presentation.
Thank you.